Hey everybody, it's time for another episode of Grant Draws. I started a little bit early because I wanted you guys to see Yoshi, and to be perfectly honest with you, she was starting to get a little bit antsy. Up there she goes. Up, up, up. I swear to God, she cuddled with me for so long, and then as soon as it was time for the show to start, she wanted to get up. But that's okay because the name of the show is Grant Draws and not Grant Pets a Cat. But I might do that show eventually someday. As always, we are sponsored by the Independent Creator Directory. And if you guys don't know what the Independent Creator Directory is, talk to Joe Bachman about it. Basically, it's the Internet Movie Database, but for independent creators. I am going to work on some drawing today. This is another page from my next comic book, Memoirs of the Morbid. I have announced already that this is going to be out in about a month. So I still have 3 or 4 more pages that need to be done. So I really need to get those finished in the next month or so. I think if it's close to being done on launch day, that's okay. But yeah, so this is one of the pages. So this is this is a horror comic book that takes place in an office. Assuming that those things aren't redundant, I am gonna put the URL. Even if you guys aren't planning on buying the comic book, please go and follow the Kickstarter, because believe it or not, it actually helps me if you follow the Kickstarter, even if you don't actually plan on putting any money towards it. But it helps me with the algorithm. Dan Holofield in the house. Hey Dan, hope everything is going well. I hope that the renovations to your house are maybe not done, but at least on their way towards getting done. Carl, the world famous paperclip, is here again. Carl told me the story behind the paperclip. It's basically a way of being anti-AI, which honestly I think is a very noble cause. I'm all in favor of people being anti-AI. And then the next one I'm excited about, Sarah. It's been so long since I've talked to you. I think I sent you a message just briefly on Facebook just to say like, hey, what's going on? And I think I feel bad because you sent me a long response and I never got around to responding to your message, which is nothing personal. I think what happened was I noticed that you sent me a message while I was at work or something, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll reply to that later." And as is wont to happen, I never got around to it. Dan Holofield is saying hi to Carl and Sarah. Everybody's saying hi to each other. Carl's saying hi to Grant and Yoshi. Yes, Yoshi is a very sweet little guy. I got some really nice cuddles before the show started. I hope Donna got the chance to catch Yoshi. Donna, if you didn't get to see Yoshi, please rewind and watch, because Yoshi really is one of the cutest cats in the world. And Carl says cats are like that. Isn't that the craziest thing, Carl? Do you think cats know when you have a camera they have a camera pointed at them? Because I swear to God, like my cats will be being so cute, and then I'll get my camera out and try to take a photo of them, and then they almost immediately stop being cute, and it drives me freaking crazy. Don is reminding everybody to like and share. Donna, you are the best because you remember to say this, and I always forget. Sarah says the IRS wasn't emptied out of the staff until super late, so I'll be here until 1:30 a.m. Thanks, IRS. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I don't know. I don't know if you're having problems with the IRS or what's going on, Sarah, but uh, uh, I don't know. Maybe this is an inside joke that everybody else knows, but I don't know. Carl is saying, "Yikes, Sarah! Good thing you are a night owl." And this is me sending the link, of course. Carl is saying, "Horror in an office. Be careful, Sarah." Ha ha ha. Yeah, like I said, I think horror in an office might be a little bit redundant. Although I don't know, it didn't seem like Carl hated his job as much as I hated it when I worked in an office. So Sarah is saying a government building, such a maze, but hi, I'm so glad I remembered tonight. 1:30 a.m. Central Time. Dave is saying hey. Houston Dave is saying hi to everybody. Carla is saying hi back. Sarah is saying I'm horrible at responding, so no worries. Houston is saying hi, Clippy. Clippy Carl. And Donna says Yoshi is adorable. Yeah, Yoshi is a little sweetheart. So Carl says, we've had some cats who posed for the camera. One got jealous if I took a photo of another cat instead of her. Oh, so maybe I'm crazy. Or maybe all cats are different. Houston Dave says, what's he drawing tonight? So this is a page from my next comic, Houston. If you go up in the chat, there is a link to the pre-launch page so you can check it out, which I hope you guys all do. And Carl is basically saying what I just said. So this is so Houston. This is an office, or this is a horror story that takes place in an office. And the joke I keep making is that those phrases are redundant. But yeah, so the idea behind this picture is that it's like a maze of cubicles. Um, Let me zoom in. And today, what I'm going to be working on is I'm going to be working on trying to add more and more little details to this, just to make it feel more lived in, more realistic. So hopefully that's interesting to watch. I don't know. Sarah says I clean an IRS building. Grant, 3-story Bermuda Triangle. Okay, I didn't know about that. Sorry, I was taking a sip of water. Houston Davis saying I will check it out. Carl is saying I'm not much for horror, but I did ask Kickstarter to let me know when it launches. Everybody helps the Al Gore rhythm. Oh, I get it. The Al Gore rhythm. Okay. Yes, you're correct. Um, I know Carl, you're not a big fan of horror. Just to let everybody know, it's not super bloody horror. It's not like Nightmare on Elm Street or Friday the 13th or anything like that. Hmm. It's taking a second for my my computer or the trackpad that I use to warm up. Aha, there we go. Now it's working. But yeah, so the goal tonight is I'm going to try to add a lot of little details to the to this page to make it look more like a lived-in office. All the little things that they obviously don't have as good of a cleaning person as Sarah, because as you can see, there's all types of little knickknacks and stuff around, which if they had a really good cleaning person like Sarah, they would be able to clean up all this junk. But because they don't, uh, it's still there. Um, hopefully, oh, you know what I need to do? I need to plug in my computer because it is going slowly, and I know if you plug in your computer, I actually learned that from Joe Bachman, believe it or not. Um, I'm sure you guys all know Joe Bachman is a very knowledgeable fellow. Not only is he a very nice guy, but he's a very knowledgeable, very interesting guy. Um, I'm sure I'm not telling any tales out of school there. Dave says of horror has a sense of humor. Yeah, if you read my comic book Memoirs of the Morbid, it's there's a lot of comedy in it. Houston Davis saying if horror had a sense of humor, for instance, the WAW movies. I don't know what movies those are. And Houston is saying I reached level 126, the 8 million points mark today. Now, is this a Munzie thing? And Carlos saying, way to go, Dave. I don't know if that's a good score. I don't know. I don't know anything about Munzie. Houston Dave is correcting himself. The Saw movies. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought you said, but I'm not very good at abbreviations. So I wasn't sure if WAW was an abbreviation for something, but yeah, I don't know what's going. What yeah, the Saw movies are okay. They're not really my cup of tea. Um, I don't know. Uh, I like more like psychological horror. Um, I really like the Twilight Zone. Any of you guys? I don't know if you guys are fans of the Twilight Zone. Maybe you guys could put in the comments if you have a favorite episode of the Twilight Zone, what that is. Um, my favorite episode of the Twilight Zone is the Wish 'Em Away to the Cornfield episode. Uh, what is that called? It's a Good Life. Um, I remember when I was younger, maybe not a kid, but when I was younger, like relatively young, like maybe 14 or 15, sometimes PBS would have late night marathons of the Twilight Zone, and I would stay up really late watching like 10 or 12 episodes at a time. And oh my God, by the end of the night, like I remember I would just like turn off the lights and go to bed, and I would just be like lay in bed because I was like that scared, which is funny because I don't think most people think of Twilight Zone as being scary, but I find it much scarier than um, uh, like Friday the 13th, that sort of thing. Not that I hate those movies or anything, but I don't find them very scary. You can see what you guys are saying in the comments. Houston Dave is a Twilight Zone fan. So is Carl. He's saying it's more like suspense. He would say, okay. The old black and white show of the Twilight Zone. Yeah, the new one isn't very good. I think it was by Jordan Peele. Um, yeah, I also did not. I did not like that. I um, liked the Twilight Zone from the '80s, but like when I was a kid. But if I rewatched it, I probably wouldn't like it again. So one of Carl's favorites is the one where the tiny spacemen attack Agnes Moorehead. Yeah, and the twist is at the end. Well, should I ruin it? Yeah, it's a 70-year-old TV show. I guess I can ruin it. The twist is at the end. You think that they're these tiny little aliens, but they're actually human beings attacking a giant spaceman. So Donna is saying that the scariest has to be the one where the guy finally has all the time in the world to read and then his glasses break. And Donna shudders at that. Yeah, I can see why that would be scary, especially for you, because I know how much you love to read, Donna. Dan says, I was always more of an Outer Limits fan. I need to sit down and watch The Outer Limits. I wonder where I can watch that. Yeah, Carl is also scared. I think he's shuddering at the idea of of I think he's shuddering at the idea of having enough time to read, and then it turns out that you don't actually have a bunch of time to read. But yeah, I like that episode too. Um, yeah. Um, how many great episodes of the Twilight Zone were there? I could watch that show all the time. And so, just to remind everybody, I did want to say um, I am going to go on hiatus for the rest of August. Um, so, you won't have me to kick around. No, I'm just joking. Nobody kicked me around. Um, the hardest thing about drawing this page is thinking of little things that somebody might have sitting on their desk. Like I'm trying to draw the obvious things, pencils, paper, mugs of coffee. Oh, I guess I could draw a paper clip since Carl magically turned into a paper clip recently. But I mean, obviously, the goal is to just add like little bits of detail here and there. I don't think anybody's really gonna sit and be staring at this. Um, if people are sitting and staring, then that's a good thing, right? Because that means they're enjoying the comic book, right? But Yeah. So Houston Davis saying it's been a while since he watched The Outer Limits. I, yeah, I need to sit down and watch that show. I know a lot of people have told me that it's really great. I've just never had the time to sit down and learn. But yeah, a lot of people have told me that that's a great show. Carl's saying my glasses are broken now and my appointment is next month. The horror. Okay, so what did you do, Carl? Did you tape them back together? I don't know. Are you wearing an old pair? Donna's saying Comet TV has the Twilight Zone reruns. There's another rerun station that has Outer Limits, but I don't remember which one. I mean, I could always just Google where to watch Outer Limits. Tubi has it. Apple TV. Well, it's with Pluto. Um, okay, there's a couple. I mean, it costs money if you want to watch it on Apple, but you can watch it on Pluto for free. So maybe that's what I'll do. Put an axe on one table. Oh my goodness, Houston. You're scaring me. Donna's saying, thinking of Penelope from Criminal Minds, there's trolls and unicorns. Yes, good idea. Dan is mentioning post-it notes, which is a good idea. I got little pieces of paper. I don't know if they're small enough to be post-it notes, but maybe like a memo pad or something like that. Houston is saying to put an axe on the wall. I guess is that like break in case of emergency or something? Carl's saying that it looks good. Thanks, Carl. I appreciate that. You guys are always so encouraging, and I appreciate that. Joe is saying, good evening, folks. Joe, it's nice to see you again. I know you've been doing, what were you doing? You were doing some type of town hall meetings on Monday night. So you must have gotten home free. Must have gotten home early. Sorry, I was reading Donna's comment earlier and trying to talk. Carlos saying that he's using wire to hold these glasses together. Well, that's always rough, right? When you need tape or wire or something. I'm curious how you broke your glasses, Carl. I hope that Donna wasn't beating up on you. Carl's saying hi to Joe. Donna mentions that Comet is a free channel. Yeah. Donna said maybe also MeTV or WeTV. Both are rerun channels and are free. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Um, uh, Joe was saying that he got sidetracked and lost track of time. My Monday night meetings are the last Monday of every night. Donna's saying his glasses are broke because he's cheap and got them at a cheap eyeglass shop. Oh, okay. So I guess Donna is calling you out on your business, Carl. So I've noticed that too, where it's like sometimes you try to save money, and instead of saving money, you end up uh, buying stuff that's of crappy quality, and then it just ends up breaking, and then um, you end up spending way more money than if you had just bought good quality stuff in the first place. But so that's always the danger, right? Right, Carl? I'm sure I don't need to tell you that. Uh, but I don't know. Glasses are an important thing. So I think you're probably better off buying some good quality glasses, or better yet, maybe buying a spare pair of glasses. Um, Fortunately, I do have a spare pair of glasses, but yeah, seeing is important. So if you don't have a good pair, a good pair of glasses, that is. I wasn't trying to make any innuendos. So, what do you guys think? Do you think I should put some type of texture on the floor, or do you think it looks good the way it is? Like maybe I'll put that on a different layer, and if it looks bad, I can just delete it. I don't know. Is it starting to get too cluttered? I don't know. To be honest with you, I kind of like the way like maybe it looks. It looks kind of like if we had floorboards, like if you had like a wood panel floor. Um, yeah. See, I'm glad I tried that out. It's starting to come together, right? So, like I said, I just got an email today from the people who printed my comic book saying that they mailed my comic book out, which is pretty exciting news. I don't know if you guys backed League of Cryptids. I know some of you did, but you guys backed League of Cryptids and uh, are looking forward to that. At least I hope you guys are looking forward to it. Um, it should be coming out soon, so that's exciting. And then let's see what you guys have to say. Carl says that it's not Donna's fault. One of the cats knocked them off the table, and the optician didn't have the same size screws. Oh no. Carl says they were not cheap. I wish they had been cheap. Well, uh, even even if the glasses are cheap, they're still not cheap. If you know what I mean. Like most pairs of glasses are over $100. So Sarah's saying that you have to put your palm on the water to get a drink here. I don't know if they have some type of special water fountain like that, it needs to read your fingerprints or something. I don't know what's going on there. Carl was saying that it's missing waste paper baskets. Of course, of course, of course, of course. Why didn't I think of that? Dan is saying I always back League of Cryptids. Well, thank you, Dan. I appreciate that. And Carlos saying great news on League of Cryptids. Yeah, I think so too. It's, I mean, most of the people in this audience are, I think, published authors. So I think you guys will know the the greatest feeling in the world, right? Is getting a big box of of books or comic books that you made. Um, it really is the greatest feeling, right? You're like, it's like, yay, the books that I made. It's just a really great feeling of accomplishment, at least in my opinion. Might be one of the best feelings in the world, right? Um, I was just talking to somebody earlier today. Oh yeah, I should mention that. So I went out to lunch with a guy named Howard Bender earlier, and that was pretty cool. He's an older gentleman, but he was a comic book artist. I think he mainly worked like throughout the 70s and the 80s, and he worked for DC for a while. He worked for Marvel for a while. Um, but he lives here in Pittsburgh, and I sat down and had lunch with him, or I guess technically it was breakfast. I don't know. It was afternoon, but we both had breakfast food. So I don't know if that counts as lunch or if that counts as breakfast. But it was a good breakfast. It was fun to talk to him. It I like talking to the older generation of comic book creators. Um, he had a lot of good insights. It was fun to talk to him. It was fun to hear gossip about comic book creators that I liked or admired. Um, it was a nice lunch. Um, you can Google Howard Bender if you want to learn more about his art. But he's a very sweet older man, and I enjoyed sitting and um, talking to him. We talked a little over an hour and a half, um, which was cool. I liked him. And I think I mentioned on Nevermind the Furthermore this morning that I had a very busy weekend, right? Very busy. Um, I had a convention. We drove. It was a 1 day convention, so we drove all the way to the convention, and then we drove all the way back. And uh, during the thing, well, afterwards, I had to go work a shift as a stagehand. So I didn't end up getting home until about 2:30 or 3, and then I usually can't go straight from work to bed. So I ended up staying up about an hour or an hour and a half after that, which means I was awake for almost 24 hours straight, which is not fun, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. I probably shouldn't. I probably should have just not accepted those trips because I'm doing the thing that it drives me nuts when people do that. I hate it at work when people complain about what shift they're working because I always say to them, you can turn down any shift you don't want to work. And they're like, "Oh yeah, I know." So my philosophy is, the guys who schedule us, always say to us, "Do you want to work?" Blah blah blah. And so you have the opportunity to say, "Well, no, that's too many hours." So my philosophy is, if you say yes, you don't have the right to complain. But so Donna is saying, "Huh? I wish mine had only been $100." Okay, I think I said it was over $100. I don't know. The last time I bought glasses, I think it was like they were like 120, $130. So Sarah was saying, just reminded me of Men in Black or The Matrix. Cool with the water. Sorry, off topic. No, that's okay, Sarah. Be as off topic as you feel free to be as off topic as you want to be. Um, it's just nice to be seeing you again. I know you get uh, off of social media and stuff from time to time, just for mental health reasons, which isn't necessarily a bad idea, but I think we all appreciate seeing you again. Um, and I'm curious if you're all moved into BKM's house or if that's still an ongoing process. Oh, Donna gets the fancy stuff. She says, "Grant, you don't want to know what I paid for mine, even with insurance. I'll just say one word: Gucci." Aha! So Donna has expensive taste, I see, which is okay. Yeah, like we were saying, I mean, glasses, being able to see is a pretty important thing, right? So I would say you probably should spend a little bit of money on glasses, right? You don't want to buy the cheapest pair that they have out there. Oh, hey, speaking of spending a lot of money, I wanted to know, Dan, if uh, you're still having trouble um, with your renovations. And Sarah's saying that she's saving up for the move. Well, I'm happy that you found a job, Sarah. Carl is saying that Donna spent her own money on the glasses because they upsell you on everything. Yeah, that can be a problem, right? Like you go to a store, you think, oh, I'm going to buy something, I'm going to buy the cheapest, or maybe not the cheapest, but I'm going to buy the reasonably priced glasses. And then, you get there and they're like, well, don't you want this? Don't you want that? Don't you want this? Yeah, uh, I hear what you're saying, Carl. It can be hard. But yeah, at least you guys have insurance, right? That's important, right? But yeah, and I'm not surprised that your cat's knocked your glasses off the table, Carl. That cats are good at knocking stuff off the table, right? Sometimes, usually, it's something non-breakable. At least you hope, but it's bad news when it's something that is breakable, right? via Yoshi and Stitch and other people have definitely, and other cats that I've had throughout the years have definitely um, knocked things off the table. Usually glasses. I had one cat who just about destroyed half of our china cabinet. But well, by china cabinet, I don't mean like anything fancy. I mean stuff we bought at Target. But I mean, it still sucked. But at least it wasn't like expensive china, right? But cats are the best, though. They definitely make up for in cuteness whatever negative sides that they have. You know, whether it's breaking things, whether it's the cost of feeding them, taking them to the vet, etc. Cats really are the best. I know you guys all love cats very much. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Carlos saying if I spend over $300, I feel I was ripped off. Yeah. Sarah saying thanks. Donna saying they look so good on me. I don't know how much they were, and I tried them on and I liked them. Well, I mean, sometimes you gotta splurge, right, Donna? Dan said I rarely turn down overtime work. Making $1,100 after taxes in a week is nothing to look down upon. And yes, we've decided to fire the contractors and do the rest of the work ourselves. Oh, okay. It's nice that Dan, that you have um, the knowledge or the wherewithal to do that sort of thing. Donna's saying I have magnetic sunglasses and they had to be made just for these frames. Oh, that's cool. So you can like put your sunglasses right over the frames. That's cool. Dan says everything is breakable if you're unlucky. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Carol says I put my glasses in a drawer now, but it's a little bit late. So Dan says, Carl, I put my glasses in my hat with my wallet and my car key so I don't forget to wear them when I leave the house. Yeah, see, I just wear my glasses all the time, so I don't really have that problem. But I mean, I pretty much put my glasses on. I pretty much put my glasses on the minute I wake up in the morning because if I don't, I really can't see very well. But I'm trying to put a little bit of texture in the cubicle walls. I'm trying to replicate the cubicle, like the texture that's on cubicle walls. Um, I don't know if I'm explaining that good, but yeah, you got to put a little bit of texture on everything, right? So that it looks good, right? I think it's starting to come together. This isn't. Um, sitting here drawing an office isn't as much fun as, like, say, drawing, I don't know, Godzilla or, like some type of giant monster or something. But it is, it's fun in its own way, right? You know what? Did I forget to put, I did, I forgot to put any of the floor panels. Let's, you know what? Before we get too far along, let's zoom out and see how it looks. I think it's turning out pretty cool, right? It's coming along, anyways. Dan said Lindsay can do drywall, and I am an excellent carpenter. Oh, okay. Wow, I'm very impressed, Dan. I'm kind of surprised you hired a contractor at all in the first place. You could have just saved a bunch of money and did it from scratch. Sarah's saying that she's buzzing all over the place, right? See what you're drawing. Carlos saying, yes, I recall those walls. Dan says, I only leave my glasses when I leave the house. I don't need them for the computer, and that's where I spend 90% of my awake time. Yeah, I would say I'm probably pretty similar to that, Dan. I'm guessing that you spend a lot of time working on your stories, but yeah, Donna and both Donna and Dan say that it looks great. Well, I appreciate that, guys. So let's see. I might end a little bit early tonight, and then, like I said, it'll be a few weeks before you see me again. I'm gonna rest up before I have to focus so much on promotion. Um, and also, I'm gonna try to finish, the daggone comic book itself. So, oops, this big wall right here doesn't have any texture on it yet. So I've been slacking on that, but I can get that done next. But yeah, I think that this should be a pretty good comic book when all is said and done. It's going to be pretty freaking cool. But I appreciate you guys listening and enjoying and being so encouraging. Um, it's always nice. It always gives me a warm, fuzzy feeling. Oh, so Dan is saying that there was damage and I wanted younger people to do. Oh, okay. That makes sense. So Carl is saying that I should go get some rest. I think that's probably a good idea. I think that that's what I'm going to do right now. I think Angie and I might watch some Netflix. I don't know what we're gonna watch yet, but We'll figure out something, right? So Dan says to fix rather. I'm too old to crawl on my back into the floorboards in a crawl space. Oh yeah, that's kind of hard. And Sarah is saying that she appreciates me as well. But thank you, Sarah. All right, everybody. I think I'm gonna call it a night. And just so you know, we won't be back until September. But thank you, everybody, and have a wonderful next couple weeks. Goodbye. Oh, I should read these last two. Sarah's saying, get some rest for me too. Carla's saying, good night. And Donna is saying, have a nice hiatus, and we hope to see you soon. I'll still see you guys on Nevermind the Four of More. But thank you guys for watching. Have a great night.